saw this headline and I got angry. Better working conditions for freelancers. This is a horrible, tragic death by suicide. A young lady, just a few years older than my daughter, I think that's why it hits me, dies due to workplace abuse. That's horrific. And there's a word for this in Korean culture, kapjil. It refers to someone who abuses their position of power or authority. And I just want to erase that word from the Korean language. You know, I'm going to speak here from a mental health perspective as a licensed mental health professional, as a workplace mental health expert, and a family therapist. I feel like I should say something as a second generation Korean American. I mean, this is sad. When people ask me, Jeannie, we see a lot of workplace abuse and bullying and toxicity in the Korean dramas. Gosh, does that really exist? And I'm like, oh, it's getting better. And yeah, you know, society's improving. Well, based on this story, I want to say no. There needs to be second order change in family system. That refers to the change that's radical, transformative, literally turning the current system upside down, topsy-turvy, implementing things like laws and policies to hold people accountable for this horrific behavior. Abuse is never acceptable, never. And then, honestly, the stress in Korean society, I think it's awful. I feel it doing business as a Korean American female. I'm like, oh my goodness, let me just breathe, you know, and just, I feel for the Korean people. No wonder people don't want to have kids and can't think about families or get married. First of all, the response to that is here, first order change, just changing behavior like a Band-Aid. Here you go. Here's some money to have some kids. Here you go. Here's some money to have, to get married. By the way, people do want to have kids and families and live happy and be committed and in stable family homes. That's a no-brainer. But how are you able to do that when you don't feel safe? There's a lack of psychological safety in the home, in the family, in schools, in the workplace. And I think it really begins with education on how bettering someone's life by managing stress from a leadership perspective, by the way, is very important. Work life, family life, they all integrate. Don't tell me that they're separate. I want to see workplace ethics education, mental health education, psychoeducation for a society that upholds education, the highest of values. It's so lacking. That is what's necessary for the second order change. I plead for that to happen.